Welcome to another high protein full day of eating. Right now we have 2 whole eggs with egg whites, we've got 3 chicken sausages and some protein pancakes. Now these protein pancakes are from Aldi. Aldi do have 2 versions of this, the normal one and then these. The normal ones taste delicious, super pancake like, really addictive. These aren't as fluffy, but they still taste good for what they are. For example, half the bag of this is 250 calories and I don't even eat that much. I had 100 calories worth, so it's roughly 8 little pieces of these little pancakes and they taste nice. They're not super sweet, so I will say you will need some like low calorie syrup or powdered peanut butter just to give it that extra bit of flavor. So in this meal, we are looking at 456 calories, 48 grams of protein, 19 grams of fat, and 22 grams of carbs. So I'm gonna have this right now, chill for a bit, and then probably go to the gym. Shouts out to the minoxidil. I feel like my beard is starting to come through a little bit thicker. But yeah, this mad rain, I'm gonna give it about 5 minutes, hopefully it settles. Drink some more pre-work, get my head on, listen to some music, and then get ready to go in the gym. So right now, people, you are gonna see somewhat of a random back session because when I went to the gym, I had no idea that it was gonna be busy as it was. So I had to switch around my routine. But the first thing I started off with was the single arm row. For most exercises I always do 4 sets of everything just because I like doing it. So 4 sets on either side. After that, I moved on to doing some rack pulls, trying to aim to go below the knee, even though on the camera you can't really see it as much, but I ended up stepping on a plate just to make sure my depth was a little bit lower. Also, when it comes to rack pulls, someone asked me the other day, what is the purpose of them? Like, why would you not do a deadlift instead? And basically the rack pull is meant to be like to avoid you bringing in your legs into the movement. So if you really want to focus on your lower back and just more so your back than your legs, then a rack pull is a very good alternative to switch in rather than the full-on deadlift. After that, then I went on to barbell shrugs to kind of work out my traps. And then went straight into a superset, which was doing a bent over double arm dumbbell row. As when it comes to supersets, personally, I don't often ever really do them, simply because I only ever do them really when I want to get like a nice pump or if I'm in a real time crunch. After that, I moved on to doing the lat pull down, which to be honest is, as weird as it is, probably one of my favorite exercises. I feel like it's because these mag grips that you get in my gym are so great. There's so many different ones and I feel like it targets various areas of my back. So I just like doing them, to be honest. And if I'm being completely transparent, I am really happy with how my back has progressed over the years. It used to be one of my average points, whereas I think right now it's definitely probably my strongest part of my physique. After that, you moved on to a wide grip cable row. The key thing is I was trying to do is make sure that I pause for a split second at the back. The main bit I was trying to target really is my upper back, upper traps, and my rear delts. So I try and keep my elbows as wide as possible. Because if you want to focus on your lats, obviously you keep your elbows close. After that, we're doing some rear delt single arm flies. The key thing is not to do this with your arm because then it's like triceps. You want to actually just kind of keep your arm in the same motion and like in a fixed, whether you do it straight or a little bit bent. The key thing is to make sure that it's in one. But yeah, that's more or less most of the exercise in there. I think everything apart from, I did a couple more bicep exercises. So right here, what you're seeing is me do bicep curls and then going straight into rear delt flies again. And that is basically most of the routine. And then after that, I decided to do a little bit of flexing. But overall, that is the workout. Anyways, be sure to hit the video with a like and I'll see you in the rest of the video. Gym was a little bit more busy than I expected, to be honest, so that was a little bit of a mess. So my routine, I had to like combine some things. I normally, to be honest, never do supersets, but today, because it was kind of busy and I just wanted to get in and out, but because the pre-workout kicked in, I still ended up being there ages. Alright folks, and now we are back and we're just going for a simple classic, which is the protein cereal. So for those of you who are new here, literally as you would normally make normal cereal, the only difference is that you mix a protein shake with the milk. Just make sure it's one that tastes good. I use cereal milk, okay, it has like a really nice sweet taste. Vanilla also works as well. Realistically, you don't even need the extra toppings, that's just for extra flavor. If you want to make it more low calorie, these two alone just taste nice and it's very quick to make, obviously. It's cereal. And yeah, that's all you have to have. In terms of the macros, it comes up to 29 grams of protein, 10 grams of fat, and 58 grams of carbs. So if you've never made burgers from scratch for at home, typically you normally use either a whole egg or something to try and make it stick together in the mince. Otherwise, it just crumbles apart. So what we've used is egg whites. We've used so little that personally, I wouldn't even bother put it on the MyFitnessPal because it was probably poured out 50 grams. But when you put that across the whole 500 grams of mince, by the time it gets to my 2 or 3 burgers, it's gonna be minuscule, so I won't bother do that. But overall, my girl's gonna be making most of this meal because I got work to do in another room, but I'll be showing you every step. Also, we got these little, on Amazon, these little burger press things to try and make each burger super flat and then super uniform in size. I was just bored on Amazon, if I'm being completely honest. Normally we just use our hand like most people, but it did make the burgers nice, didn't it? It made them nice and flat like McDonald's. Yeah, smash burger, that's the thing. They're only like, I think it was like £7 or £8 on Amazon, so feel free to check it out. I would say it's worth it personally. It made each of the burgers more enjoyable and easy to fit in buns. And show of how you do one smash burger. And that's how flat they come out. Look at that burger, it looks decent. And if you try this at home and you notice that the burger mince keeps falling apart, it's because you need more egg whites, or just use a whole egg. The yolk is basically the stickiest part of the egg, so if you use the yolk, it's much easier. All you need is one, and one egg is like, what, 70 calories? It's not much of a big deal. And what we'll probably have with it is these Mediterranean vegetables. You may have seen me do these in the past. You just whack them in the air fryer or the oven. Burgers cooking, veg is more or less done as well. These burgers, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't realize they were so tiny. So the burger's gonna look crazy sticking out of these, but I did have a sample bite. They taste pretty good. They're quite a bit sweeter than the normal brioche buns I get. Give it the flavor test. If it's not good, you gotta redo.
Sure.
So the calories for this roughly comes up to around 600 calories, 56 grams of protein, 18 grams of fat, and 47 grams of carbs. All right, folks, and now the last thing of the day. It is 10:30, well, 20 to 11. What I'm gonna have is another pickup that I got from Aldi. Half a tub of this, which is 173 calories, and I'll have it with one fiber donut. But yeah, for those of you that love ice cream, try out Lidl. Some of their low-calorie ice cream tastes pretty good. This one is very strong. It's the espresso flavor. I personally like it. My girl hates it. There's some other ones. I'm not a chocolate and mint type of guy, but they have some of those too. As for the full calories for the rest of the day, once I add these, we should be looking at probably around 2,300-ish calories, I'm gonna guess. Okay, lower than I thought. So for the full calories for the day, we're looking at 2,200 calories. In terms of the macros, we are looking at 192 grams of protein, 68 grams of fat, and 192 grams of carbohydrates. And there you go, folks. If you want to see more full day eating, be sure to click up here and check out these